flew into Cancun the day things started happening in Puerto Vallarta. And to clear the air, Puerto Vallarta is as far from Cancun as Atlanta is from LA. These are places that are nowhere near each other. But of course, people are worried. Everybody's like, what's going on? Is everybody safe? And I'm kind of just sitting in Cancun on the beach and being like, what are people talking about? Because again, I flew in as this has happened. I even saw people on here lying, said that the Cancun hotel zone area was on complete lockdown because the cartels were shooting at people. None of this was happening. What happened in Puerto Vallarta is that the Mexican Federal Police and National Guard went after a cartel boss, and in trying to capture him, they killed him. And then there was an ensuing shoot off between the cartel and the National Guard, and the only people who were injured were the cartel and the National Guard. After that, some kids started burning cars and burning a few cars, and I think a bus, and then the gas station, which is something that I have seen happen in Atlanta during a riot. I was very confused about why this had turned into like a full blown, as I heard from someone, civil war. And then it was over in like less than 48 hours. I think as Americans, we can be very self-centered, and this is not something that is new, especially in the terms of like visiting Mexico or visiting anywhere in Latin America. Honestly, visiting anywhere in the world, Americans think that we are like targets for whatever reason. And you could ask, and they just be like, oh, because we're rich. And it's just, I don't know. Americans think we're targets of so much like violence. And that's because we also think that way at home. Like everybody thinks they're about to be robbed. Ladies cross the street when a young black man walks by because she thinks he's going to try to take her purse. Americans just have like a very, very strong self-victimized mentality. Everybody is out to get us, and nobody is safe to be around. The only people who are safe are probably your family members, and even then, it's a very isolating way to think about life when you think about it that way. And then there was that meme, and again, this isn't a new thing to think Americans are being targeted for whatever reason. But there was even a meme when Trump started to pick up the ICE attacks that the cartels in Mexico were putting out bounties on American tourists. Any American tourist caught was going to be shot or taken for ransom. And I just need everybody to take a step back and think, does that make sense? And if that makes sense to you, I would really, really implore you to look up Mexican politics. I really need you to look up the history of Mexico. I need you to look up like just current events in Mexico, what's going on, and then come back to me and still tell me if you think that makes sense. Mexico does have violence. Their violence rates are higher than ours, but the cartel itself, all of that violence comes from the American drug use. So the cartels are ran by drug money. Their guns don't come from Mexico. Their guns come from America. So they aren't going after Americans. They're going after local Mexicans, especially people who stand up against them. They go after impoverished Mexican people. They're not coming to your tourist area and then just harassing you. Half of them own the hotels that you are staying in. You're staying in cartel zones. It's not like, oh, what's going on with the locals there? Are they safe? It's like, oh my God, the tourists. And I think it's also the assumption that these people are constantly dealing with this type of violence when they're really not. There are Mexican cities, and to be honest, it's not something that just happens with people traveling, with Americans traveling. We have a very self-victimized mentality wherever we go. If you're at home, you constantly think somebody's trying to rob you. If you're walking down the street, you're going to pull your purse closer because you think a young black man is going to try to take your purse. Everybody thinks they're constantly under the threat of criminal behavior when you're not. Most of you will never experience any type of criminal activity in your life, even when you go abroad. It's just such a isolating way to think about life and to go through life and to see the world. It stops so many people from seeing the world because they're constantly afraid because they've been told that the world is against them. The world is against Americans. When you're probably one of the safest travelers, especially because you have money, you're probably one of the safest travelers in the entire world. I've been all over the world. I've been over Latin America. I've been over Europe. I've been to Asia last year. I've driven, I've taken trains, I've taken public transportation, I have walked, I have gone to parks at night. And I have never felt safe because I was American. There are certainly things that I would feel unsafe doing that I would even feel unsafe doing at home, like walking down a dark street alone at night. But I've never been like, oh my God, somebody's about to get me because I'm American. Usually they're like, American, and then they want to chat you up about something American, usually something stupid that our government has done. But, you just deal with that. I will say, though, the closest I've been feeling to unsafe because of being a tourist is Mexico, because when you drive up and down there, those little short police people try to bother you. And I've seen y'all cry over it, but what you need to do is realize is that, again, you are their money makers, even if they want your bribe, you're still their moneymakers. Them harassing or hurting or shooting you, that's not going to go well with the not the Mexican federal police. It's also not going to go well with the cartels because, again, the cartels want your money. They're just trying to scare you, and they know because you're an American and they're Mexican, they're super afraid of you. I have been pulled over 3 times. Each time they have tried to get a bribe, and they have never gotten it from me. And I've told them to take whatever it is they want, like a driver's license, but you're not getting the money from me. Same thing with my partner. We don't give them people no money. But yeah, if you are planning on going there, I wouldn't cancel your trip. There's nothing going on. I don't know why them people were lying about people were shutting down the hotel zone. We walked around over there too. It was nothing. You will see the National Guard, but you always see the National Guard if you ever leave the resort.